welcome to Fuzzy Dragons, and this is part 2 of the Halloween Dragon that I posted the first part on Friday? Yeah, it was on Friday. Now, I know I said that I would have this up on Sunday, but I lied apparently, and I didn't get it finished in time, so I thought, well, we'll take it up on Tuesday, because that's normally when I'd be posting it. But my excuse is that I was in quite a bit of pain, so I was like, I don't feel like really painting anything, so that's what happened. I didn't paint a lot. But it's finished now. It's a Halloween piece for 2022. Yeah, that's the year we're in. I had to think about that for a second. I don't think I've drawn a Halloween dragon for a few years. I used to draw one every year, but I haven't drawn one for a couple of years at least, I think. Not 100% sure. I might have. But this is the one for this year, and I thought, okay, well, don't just draw a dragon. Put some pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns and a skull, and make it sort of creepy dark, but not, because, I can't go fully dark for some reason, I try, but I just can't get, as dark as I probably would like, I'm trying to think of, not quite as dark as, oh gosh, who freaking drew that painting? The guy's eating his own son.
I have no idea what you're on about.
I can't remember, is it Goya? No, maybe. Can't be quite as dark as that. Maybe it is Goya, could be. Let's see, because now I'm really confused. Was it Goya? Pretty sure it was Goya. Yeah, maybe it's not Goya. Maybe I'm thinking of a different painter. Or, Goya, goats, kind of religious Satan kind of thing. But, no, I don't think it was Goya. Maybe it wasn't Goya. Who knows who it was?
Dali.
No, I don't think it was Dali. We'll just put, did you hear that? Father eating son's head. No, it was Goya. It was Goya. Yeah, it's Saturn devouring his son. And it's, it's dark and kind of creepy, and, I'm trying to think if there's anyone else who's more dark. I mean, obviously we've got Caravaggio's, master of painting dark stuff, but Goya's more dark and, creepy dark kind of area, right? His stuff is, painted dark, yes, but he also had the creepy factor by, 10, if, I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. I don't know, I can't think of any other artists as just as dark, and there probably is, actually. Oh, I can think of one, but he's passed away. He's more contemporary, and I can't think of his name, though. Oh, gosh. It wasn't Giger, but kind of that style, but not quite. Oh, it doesn't matter. I think the guy was Polish, I think. But that could be anybody, because, yes, I'm tip-tapping looking at a dark artist. Oh, yeah, this guy. I have no idea how to pronounce that. I might put it down below, because there's no way in hell I'll be able to pronounce that. Less disease.
Huh.
You want me to put it on the screen up here,
Yeah,
so you can see it. Oh, you can't see it. No, you can't.
Just bring the whole
Doesn't
window.
matter. Okay, bring the whole window up.
Yes,
Yeah, this one.
Can you make that bigger? Because I can't
Okay,
see
one
it.
sec. Any idea?
Can you make that a little bigger yet? I can't read the...
Yeah.
Zdzislaw...
Beksinski?
No. I'm not sure, because the pronunciation in Polish can be a little different.
Yeah.
And I'm not
sure
really
either.
sure.
But I'll put the name below, so earlier.
Because I've known people whose names you would think were pronounced one way, and
Yeah.
they definitely aren't.
But yeah, no, he's kind of dark too. But he's passed away. So yeah, of course today, as I'm recording this, it was the Queen's funeral today, and everything shut down. Well, not everything, but a lot of things shut down. And I don't know if it's because I'm not British, but I'm kind of and I know she's been around. She's been around longer than she's 96. She's been around a long time.
Canadian, you should learn,
Well, because the Commonwealth thing, I should, maybe. But I'm just okay, I get it. She was quite important to the world and all that stuff, and not just the monarchy. And to me, it's okay, she's dead. She's dead. I don't know.
How much shite have Charles got? She's suddenly sat up in the middle of the funeral procession. What the bloody hell's going on?
I know, he's been waiting 70 years to be on the throne, and, now he's...
Christ, how do you hold the shit in that long?
How old's he now? How old's he?
72 or something.
Yeah, so he's quite old. And if he reigns for another 20, 30 years, and then you've got William...
Stinking Billy,
And then, hey, if somebody's a realist, hey, more power to you. I'm not, and I just don't see why everything has to shut for a couple hours. I get a little respect thing and all that, but, especially people that have funerals booked today, their own funerals, their own weddings, if they have to like postpone them and rebook them possibly weeks down the line, and it's like, okay, I don't think that's fair, especially for somebody else's funeral. Why does one person's funeral trump somebody else's? It does trump. Yeah, that's a better word. Somebody else's. It doesn't. It shouldn't. But hey, I get like she's important to people. Fine. People might hate me for it, and I've accepted that. I don't know. But like I said, it's even being from a Commonwealth country. Maybe I should care more, but I don't. I don't know. But to each their own. It is to each their own.
Treason.
It's treason, yeah. Treason. Cut my head off. Hang me.
Well, no, I wasn't going to say something quite as extreme as that. I was just going to say,
Well, what treason? Was it firing squad?
Oh, actually, no, it could be worse, because women who committed lesser treason, i.e. killing their husband, they weren't hung or beheaded like men were.
Right. Okay.
Do you know what the punishment for lesser treason was?
Jail?
No, worse than that.
Shooting?
No, this predates firearms.
Electrocution?
Predates electricity.
Drowning?
Worse than that.
I don't know.
Burned at the stake.
Oh, this is a long time ago. That's like
Oh no, it was up
100
to,
years ago.
I don't know. It was up.
That would have been like 100 years ago or more,
Treason.
But
Lesser treason.
I know firing squad was a thing. Well, judging by the image on that, it's probably older.
Oh no.
18 something or earlier.
Treason, yada yada yada.
It has to be. There's no way that they're still burning people at the stake in like
I'm
19th, 20th century. But yeah.
Before 1998, death penalty was mandatory for treason.
Okay, I knew
So
that.
it's a real program of mercy.
Yeah.
It was unlikely to have been carried out because, execution had been abolished.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Hasn't been a death penalty here in the UK for a long time. Same in Canada.
1965.
Yeah, same in Canada. It's been a while.
Yeah.
And the death penalty is completely wrong. It really is completely wrong. It really is. The amount of people that we're finding out are innocent that have already, unfortunately, been executed.
Lord Haw Haw, William Joyce, was the last person to be put to death for treason in 1946.
And with a name like that.
On the following day, Theodore Schurz was executed for treachery, a similar crime. The last man to be executed for crime other than murder in the UK.
In the UK, okay.
As to commit treason, it depends on the ancient notion of allegiance. As such, all British nationals, but not other Commonwealth citizens, owe allegiance to the Queen in right of the United Kingdom, wherever they may be, as do Commonwealth citizens and aliens present in the UK at the time the treasonable act, except diplomats and foreign invading forces. Those who hold a British passport, however, obtained, and aliens who, having lived in Britain and gone abroad again, have left family behind and belongings.
Huh, alright.
Yeah.
Not aliens like UFO aliens like, would it be me? I don't know, maybe.
Yes.
It would be me, I'd be an alien, okay, yeah.
Commonwealth citizen.
Alright. This is it finished.
Canada, where are we treason?
Canada, I don't know what the thing for
Canada has high treason and treason.
Does it? Okay.
It's no category of high treason rather than petty treason.
Alright. So this video kind of got a little bit dark, but that's okay. Now I have a title. But this is it finished. Like I said, well, I made a reflection on the skull in the pub because I quite like how that turned out. I mentioned that last time too anyway, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I didn't reflect the dragon because you wouldn't see much of it anyway in the reflection. But I actually quite like the way it turned out. Could be a bit darker. Yeah, it could be a bit darker, but I've resigned myself to not being able to draw a lot of dark stuff.
Alright, well, high treason.
Yeah.
Everyone commits high treason who in Canada kills or attempts to kill Her Majesty,
Okay.
or does her, so it'll be His Majesty now,
Yeah.
any bodily harm tending to death or destruction, maims or wounds her, or imprisons or restrains her. B. Levies war against Canada or does any act preparatory thereto. Or C. Assist an enemy at war with Canada or any armed forces against who Canadian forces are engaged in hostilities, whether or not a state of war exists in Canada and the country whose forces they are. Treason, that was high treason.
Right.
Normal treason, everyone commits treason who in Canada uses force or violence for the purpose of overthrowing the government of Canada or a province.
So would that be if somebody, I guess, mugged Trudeau or something?
No.
No.
Like trying to basically depose Trudeau.
Okay, alright.
Or trying even depose the government of Alberta, for example.
Okay,
That's
alright.
treason. B. Without lawful authority, communicates or makes available to an agent of a state other than Canada military or scientific information or any sketch, plan, model, article, note, or document of a military or scientific character that he knows or ought to know may be used by that state for a purpose prejudicial to the safety and defence of Canada.
Okay.
C. Conspires with any person to commit high treason or do anything mentioned in paragraph A.
Alright.
D. Forms intention to do anything that is high treason or that is mentioned in paragraph A and manifests that intention by an overt act. Or E.
Oh, jeez.
Conspires with any person to do anything mentioned in paragraph B or forms an intention to do anything mentioned in paragraph B and manifests that intention by an overt act. It is also legal for a Canadian citizen or a person who owes allegiance to Her Majesty and right of Canada to any of the above outside of Canada. The penalty
Okay.
for high treason is life imprisonment.
Alright.
The penalty for treason is imprisonment up to a maximum of life or up to 14 years for conduct under subsection 2B or E in peacetime.
So, in theory, don't don't cause
you could-
treason.
Yeah, you could be like locked up by two countries.
Yeah, that's great.
You could be locked up in Britain, then we could deport you, and then
I'd be locked
back
up in
again.
Canada. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
That's great. Not that I plan on disposing anybody at all, honestly.
Deposing.
Disposing, whatever,
No,
deposing.
deposing.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't plan on breaking any crimes because I really don't mind where we are at the moment. So, anyway, so yeah, we went from talking about art, it's normal rambling stuff. Hey, you might learn something. I learned something today. Don't, have the Canadian law. Anyway. So, like, share, subscribe, ring the little notification bell. I think that's everything we're supposed to say as good little YouTubers. And oh yeah, leave a comment if you want. You don't have to, but it's always nice when people do. And I'll be back on Friday with something possibly tiny, cute, and furry. Maybe, hopefully. Crossing my fingers. Okay, bye.